Well, it started off going to Walgreens. So as you know, I'm into Lightbars. I like things like that. Not that I really want to put them on trucks, but I just like the way they work. Probably because I like flashing lights. I'm a kid inside. Anyhow, I got the one in the truck I showed you earlier on the intro, but I got another one. Last time I was home, I found this Code 3. Apparently it's a slick stick. The name conjures up all sorts of horrible things, but that being said, it's a light bar for apparently a back deck. So let's troubleshoot it and see where we're at. This shouldn't take a few minutes, and when we're done, we'll get the big one out. I got it set up right there on the floor, so I'm actually wanting to play with that one, but we just need to start small, so let's put some power to it and see what happens. Right now I decided to work on my coffee table instead of my back room because, well, I've got too much crap back there. So what you first have to do is establish the power and the grounds, of course, and hook about. And of course, it's black is the ground and the red is the power, and these are for the switches if you have a switched power, and I'll show you those in a minute. So let's hook that up. I've got my power supply, and let's get that plugged in and get this thing working. Okay, so like a genius and an electronical whiz that I am, I've got my power hooked up, my ground, and got it plugged in. This isn't sketchy at all. Let's turn the power on. Alright, so alright, well, those work. And I blew the fuse in the back. These things pull a little bit of current, so we're gonna have to be quick. So we got the power here, and these right here actually control the functions on these lights. So we don't have to have this one hooked up. This is just the main power. So let's see if we can get any of these lights working here. Alright, so we'll hook up the first one. Nothing. Hook up the second one. And there is also nothing. So now, let's turn the power off, take the cover off, and see what's going on inside. It's pretty straightforward. Just take these screws out, and they'll come out pretty easy. So, we took the cover off and found something interesting. We are missing pieces from here and here and here. So basically what we're dealing with is it's one of the blue wires here, and there's the other blue wire here. Sorry about that. And there was two separate flasher units here and here, and I imagine one blinks them at the same time and the other one alternates them. So let's fix this. But first we have to test to make sure the light bulbs are okay, because if the lights aren't good, it's not even worth going on. Now truthfully, I'm not gonna lie, I gave $30 for this. It was in a junk shop. It's worth that. It's just worth that in parts, really. But let's put some power to these lights and see what happens. Now one thing you can do is use a standard 3-prong electronic flasher. That'll work. So let's get it hooked up, see what happens. First things first, let's test the light bulbs. We got the ground here. We have the hot touching that right there, so we'll Oh, let me get this ground. I'm doing it one-handed. So, hook the ground up. Alright, so we know that light bulb works. Now let's try the other one. And apparently this side does not work. So I think the bulb's bad. We pulled the bulb out and it actually looks to be in good shape, except there appears to be some corrosion around here. I could not find a break, but then my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be. I'm going to have to go into old man mode. It appears to be good. These are just some readers, so may clear a few things up. I can't see crap. So let's clean the corrosion off, put this thing back together. It might actually work. Tested the bulb. Bulb's good, so it's in the, let's clean up the connectors and get this thing working. When you're cleaning things of this nature, Q-tips, a little bit of isopropyl. Don't go crazy. Carb cleaner, brake cleaner, any kind of all that fancy stuff. Trust me, you're going to go back to the basics. You want this stuff. You know, it's not all that glamorous when it comes down to everything else, but I'll tell you right now, you'll have the least amount of problems with this, because this completely evaporates and it allows you to clean and take the gunk with it. All you want is just a little bit to clean up the connections. Sorry. You know, you can see it right there. And the grounding. So, a little bit came off, but well, I'll get in there and do it a little better, but it's probably has to do something with that, so I'll check that ground too. And just remember, if you handle the light bulb itself, the glass, the filament, make sure you clean that off with some good alcohol. Get the oil off your hands off it. It'll make the light last a little longer. So clean this up, let's try it. Alright, with a little bit of finagling, we got it to work. Now let's see if we can make them flash. So I got this one going. I swapped leads and got this one going. The only problem I was having with this Code 3 slick stick was that I absolutely could not find an electrical diagram online, so I was kind of feeling this out blind. I got an idea how everything works, but truthfully, if I want the lights to flash back and forth like that, it's going to take a little more time, but I've got some ideas on that. So we know everything works. Now truthfully, a 2-prong flasher would probably do fine on each one of them, but they'd never blink in unison. You're probably going to want to put a 5-prong flasher, but you might need a secondary switch to trigger it, and then it's kind of like the deal with the wigwags. This is not the right way to do it, but if you want to get them both going, you can put an electronic 3-prong flasher on each one of the sides here, and they will both go. And you can actually run them through the these two color wires here, the blue and the dark blue and the light blue. So this all works. So let's get to the main event. So what we have here is a Code 3 2100. I don't have a schematical diagram for it yet, but I'm working on it. So let's show you what I got. The problem was when they took it out, they cut it. They really cut it. I have the wiring bundle here, and I actually have the control panel box here. So let me do a little bit of research, and I'll see if I can't get something to light up on this tonight. That'll be fun. Now truthfully, I've screwed around with enough of these already. I pretty much got an idea. So we already know that this is the power and the ground, and it all goes up to this plug which they cut. But if I really want to get technical, I can put a bunch of butt connectors on this, I can connect that to that, and then turn around, trim this back, and connect all those wires up on that side, and this should work. But let's check out the box first. Okay, so we got this to work. I need to figure out how to get a third hand. Just a minute here. These all appear to be working. So, and that, so we figured the power and the ground, which really wasn't that hard. So let's figure out some more stuff. Now truthfully, when I go to put this in the car, basically this is going to hook back up with this. You see, these things just screw in and out. It'll be really straightforward, and then it'll be easy to color code it into the bottom right here. I mean, they're all color coded too to this end of the plug. So when it's time, it'll be pretty easy, but I just kind of wanted to get it to do something tonight, so I'll screw with it a few more minutes. Let's not make this video too terribly long. I mean, it's just me screwing with the light bar. I'm not doing anything productive, but it's fun. Let's get going. So I ended up doing something I didn't want to do. In order to try it out, I had to put these on here, and I didn't like it. I really didn't want to do that, but because they'll all have to come off when it goes into a vehicle. But it should be pretty easy to hook up to this now, so at least maybe we can get it to work. Okay, so I've got them all hooked up. These are just clipped because I didn't have clamps big enough for them, and I want to be able to take them back apart without losing any more wire. Got it hooked up here, hooked it up to the where it's supposed to be right there. So let's put some power to this and see what happens. Hopefully the 12-volt power converter will hold it, because I'm not going to go outside and hook it up to the car. No. Okay, we got the power on. Let's see what happens when we flip this switch. Hey, that's pretty neat. Let's go into one more here. The back lights come on, and alright, let's hit this switch, and nothing. Okay, it says left alley, and that light came on, so I'm whoops. Okay, that light came on there. That one was blowing fuses, so or kept tripping it, so we're not gonna hit that one again. So that's pretty cool. I was told it had red and blue, but it was by a storm chaser, so I don't know. So let's check the other side. Hey, that's pretty cool. And there you go. Well, it kind of worked out. Well, that's pretty neat. I'm just going to leave it all hooked up and wrap it up together and find some place to put it. But we got it all put together. And this will be something neat we can play with later on. Maybe we'll get it put on a car. I don't know yet, but either way, it was a lot of fun. And the price was right. So, came with the box and everything. And I'll have to do a little work on the box, but yeah, we'll get to it. So, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And I hope you just like this little descent into madness here. Love these light bars, so I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next video.